We want to say thank you to our sponsors, Watchman Cigars, 1812 BBQ, and Blue Collar Cycle Shop, and Hook, Line, and Heroes. Without you, this episode would not be possible. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast, where it's our take on life, liberty, and the pursuit of gravy, while you, the listener, are getting a degree in common sense. We are broadcasting from the Blue Collar Cycle Studio right here in beautiful Concord, North Carolina. We've got a great show lined up for you, as always. But before we begin, let me introduce you to the starting lineup of the team. To my left, your right, on the control panel is our producer, Brian.
Hey, guys. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Mojo is, well, we're a man down, I guess. Tonight,
we're two men down.
Now
you see me, now you don't. Ryan Ray is not with us. He didn't die, just to be clear. He didn't get the coronavirus and die.
Well, he was going to go to California, I think, to get the coronavirus, but canceled his trip.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
But he's not with us. And Mojo is out getting some bikes for his motorcycle shop. Check him out at Blue Collar something.
Links in the show notes to his company.
BlueCollarCycle.com. That's BlueCollarCycle.com. Check that out. He's got an all new inventory, so that's what he's
all new bikes because he ran out, I guess.
Vroom, vroom.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
So thanks for checking us out. Make sure you go follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all those fun social places. We've been posting some fun content there lately. Mm-hmm. If you just found us on a podcast feed somewhere, thanks for tuning in and go follow us. Give us a like, comments, share, subscribe. Reach out and talk to us. I'd like to hear from some of our listeners and see what they think about the show.
Yeah.
What you like, what you don't like. Because we as much as we like doing this, we kind of do this for our listeners, right? I mean, not just for us.
It's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and if you want to be a little bit more involved, check out our website, southernfriedphilosophy.com. There you can be a Patreon subscriber. You can be an SFP Insider that gives you exclusive content to our materials. In fact, this Monday, when this episode hits on 3/9, we will be at Commoner's Brewery with all of our SFP Insiders that want to come. I'm not saying that there's going to be free alcohol. I'm just saying.
I didn't hear you say anything.
Yeah, but it's going to be an after dark show. We just kind of hit the record button and let her rip. And then whatever topic comes up, we talk about. And it's all for our SFP Insider. So if you want that content, just subscribe. You can do $1, $5, $10, $100, $1 million. Either way, we would appreciate it. At sfpradio.com. Click on the Patreon link there. We want to say shout out to our new listeners, or our listener from Yakima, Washington. Yakima.
Is it Yakima?
I don't know.
Oh.
But you know what makes me sad is we're done. There's no more listeners in the U.S.
There's no Z?
There's no Zs.
There's no cities that start with a Z?
I don't believe there is.
Oh, come on.
I mean, you would think, but...
U.S. cities.
And we're going to go to the Google machine.
Yep, because there's two of us tonight, so we have a lot of content to make up. Here we go. Oh, come on.
0?
There are plenty.
Oh.
Yeah, but I'm not going to spoil it for next week. So tune in, hear the list of at least 7 Z cities in the United States.
All right. We got the content to make up, so let's just start naming them out now. I'm just kidding. We'll hashtag those cities, all of those, on this episode and see if we get any of them.
There we go.
I'm going to ask you, like I ask every week, Producer Brian, how you be doing?
I'm doing really great tonight. I just went to get food before I came over here because I was stuck in Concord all afternoon.
All day?
Yeah, since like 1 o'clock I've been here.
I've been stuck here for 5 years.
Yeah,
so
well, it's like 6:45 for those who know how long. Yeah. Anyway, so I went over to the old smoke pit.
Okay.
And I got what I think is one of the great Southern delicacies of, especially North Carolina. I'm assuming it was invented here.
Okay.
Maybe South Carolina.
Do tell. What is it?
The BBQ salad. You familiar with the BBQ salad?
Is it, in my head, I'm picturing just a regular lettuce salad with barbecue dumped on top of it.
Yep. That's
All
about
right.
it. Yeah.
Nailed it.
So salad. Yeah. So think like chef salad, maybe, with the only meat is like pulled pork.
All right. I can handle that.
Yeah. So this one was, just like iceberg, cucumber, cheese, like bacon bits.
Gas so bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It comes with corn, but I left corn off because of the keto.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you put a bunch of ranch dressing on top of all of it.
Oh, you can have ranch on keto?
I hope so.
Whoopsie.
Think so. Yeah, you probably should be making your own, but
yeah.
There's not any sugar or anything in there. It's all
Got it.
It's all fat and fat.
Delicious.
Yeah, perfectly keto.
Yeah. Guys, if you've been listening to the show any way, shape, or form for the past month and a half, my voice it's just not the same. It's raspy. It's annoying. It doesn't hurt. It just sounds different. And I got to the point the last episode where I'm done. I'm sick of this. I'm going to Google, and I did quote, why is my voice raspy for months?
Okay.
So if you have your Google machine, you can do that. So it's either, and the WebMD things pop up. You can follow along at home. Why?
I just Googled chronic raspy voice. What is a picture? People also ask, can hoarseness be a sign of cancer?
Right.
How do you fix a raspy voice? What is chronic hoarseness?
Mm-hmm.
And what causes the naturally raspy voice, which yours is not?
No, it's not. So it's either A, laryngitis. I could maybe get behind that. I've got an impaired voice, hoarseness, and sore throat. It's not sore, so there's that. Acid reflux. Symptoms may include impaired voice, bitter taste, heartburn. Not so much. The common cold. Symptoms include sneeze, watery eyes, nasal congestion. Not so much. Or laryngeal cancer. Wait, what? What?
It's got to be it.
A malignant tumor affecting the larynx, which includes the vocal cords and nearby structures of the neck. So my wife says I cannot WebMD myself anymore because that lands into some things. So I'm trying to get the powerful flashlight at the house.
Okay.
Tell my wife, look down there. Do you see any tumors?
Just use the headlights in your car.
I don't. They're not powerful enough. They got to be direct. She said no malignant tumors.
Those tumors, no giant lumps sticking up.
Yeah. So I don't know, guys.
We're swollen, or
we just maybe stuck with it.
Any aspiring doctors out there want to diagnose Biggun?
That'd be great.
Send us an email.
Send your emails to sfpradio@gmail.com. That'd be great.
Yeah, we can even maybe do a segment. We have a doctor self-diagnose or diagnose you.
Is this going to be before or after the Meatloaf Bake Off?
I don't know. Let's see which happens first. Yeah.
If you're in the market for a high-quality cigar for a very reasonable price, you must check out our friends at Watchman Cigars. Watchman Cigars is a family-owned business that puts the customer first with the best customer service in the business. Watchman Cigars offers the Habano for a full, spicy flavor, the Connecticut for a mild, easy-to-smoke option, and the Maduro for a strong, powerful experience. They even do specialty blends and partner with you to provide a custom, exclusive line just for you. Watchman Cigars has all your cigar needs. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Watchman Cigars 1991, or check out his new website at watchmancigars.com or the sponsor section of our website.
Well, let's talk about the old coronavirus. We did a press release today talking about the old coronavirus. It has impacted the show in the fact that producer Brian has brought in some corona for us.
Yes, we have officially been affected by corona on the Southern Fried Philosophy podcast.
I'm just going to go ahead and be affected right now. not great.
It's not, it's okay. Just to be clear, guys, because I'm on the keto diet, I get the worst beer you can find at the store. It says Corona Premier.
Ooh, dum.
And I don't know what's premier about it, but it's not the taste. So the can's pretty.
Sure.
It's a fancy looking can, but it's got 2.6 carbs, just like Mick Ultra. Yay.
Can I say two things? One, we are evidently smarter than 60% of the population, or 40%, because 40% believe the coronavirus is actually caused by the beer.
Yeah, they won't touch it.
They won't touch it.
Yeah.
Two, how much did that case cost you?
It was on sale.
That's a shock.
But actually, everything was on sale.
Oh, was it?
I got 12-pack for $13.99.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. 6-pack of, glass bottles was $10.
Wow. And that's 12
This was 14 for 12 versus 6 for 10.
Do the math, kids.
Yeah. So the math worked out that I'm going to have a bunch of extra beer at the house now.
Oh, you think so?
Then, we could have this is going to be a 3-hour episode. So you guys buckle in. We have a mission.
Yeah. So Italy, you're going to hear me burping a lot, I guess, on this thing.
This is a very effervescent cerveza.
Are you giving us the breakdown of it?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Why not?
Go for it.
Because if you haven't tried this, I'm going to do it for you. Don't do it yourself. Trust me. I've burped more in the last 10 minutes than I have in a month.
Burp?
Right? I feel like someone made lemonade and left out the lemons and the sugar.
It's the same color?
It reminds me a lot. Actually, I drink a lot of LaCroix.
Okay.
So just because they're fizzy and they make me feel like I'm drinking something when I'm not. And the way I've always described those is you get the lime one, you're drinking water, and it's like you're drinking something, and someone in the room goes, lime! And you go, oh, yeah, lime, and that flavor. So this is the same thing, only someone yelled beer in the background.
Right, so
this fizzy water reminds me of beer.
Okay.
That would be the flavor profile for this. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, it's like you're having a fuzzy water.
Yeah.
And then you're like, maybe I'll add.
I wish it was a beer. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe if we add a couple drops, it'll taste like it. This is like third world countries beer.
Yeah.
Where they're just like, we're just going to pour a little bit of water or a little bit of beer in this water and we'll call it a day.
Yeah. And charge you the same price.
Right.
Or, it has a very, almost like an agave feel going on.
Wow.
Like a
Whoa.
very watered down margarita with, again, no sugar. It's not sweet at all.
I feel like you're wanting to put sugar in it.
I want to put lime in it. That's what I really want.
Put the lime in the
I really
Corona?
do. Which is that's what Corona's made for. It's
that's
scurvy,
right.
Or something.
It's for scurvy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit of the lime in the Corona, you nut.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the Corona, have you been impacted at all? Has your company or anybody put out a press release about it?
Well, I did say, this afternoon or this morning, I forget when I texted you, Microsoft sent me an email because I'm a Microsoft partner. But
okay.
And basically it said, we expect no impact in our services from the coronavirus.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
Yeah. Then on Instagram this afternoon, which this made me laugh, my barber retweeted another barber or regrammed or whatever you call that on the.
What is that?
Regrammed? They repictured a message that basically said, if you're sick, just reschedule. We're not going to penalize you for that. Don't come in here if you're sick. That's basically what it said. Because everybody's paranoid.
Everybody's paranoid.
Everybody.
Well, you know who else is paranoid? Italy. The coronavirus death toll hits 107 just weeks after the first case in the country, which, by the way, 107 people. That's quite a lot.
That feels like a lot for something like this.
All schools and your universities and sporting venues are locked down, and authorities put a ban on kissing.
Italy?
Italy.
Wow.
They're
a romantic people.
They
right? They're like that Mediterranean Europe, that's what everyone walks around making out all the time. That's
is that
Italy
how
and France.
you picture Italy?
Right? Everyone's like tan and looks good, and they eat spaghetti and make out. That's it,
Well, they are very friendly. I'll give you that. You know how they give you the kisses on the cheek. Right. Hey, ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da.
Yeah.
Ba-ba-da-ba.
Yeah, cannoli.
Yeah, cannoli. They closed all their schools, universities to prepare for emergency measures on Wednesday to try to slow down the spread of the coronavirus in Europe's worst hit country as the death toll and the number of cases jumped. It went from 28 people died to 107, which I'll give you, that's quite a lot. The Prime Minister released a decree this past afternoon, which told the public and the nation that they are refraining from the traditional Italian Greek of kissing each other on the cheek. I've heard later that they're now going to like foot taps instead of kissing.
So like
just
like dabs, like fist bump.
No, on your feet.
But use your foot instead.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so these pictures on this article, again in the show notes, are kind of terrifying.
Sure.
I mean, this looks like bad movie zombie
These
apocalypse.
guys. So you picture a sports arena.
Yep.
People in hazmat suits spraying down with, I guess, Lysol. That's a lot of Lysol. By the way, has anybody looked into Lysol to see if they, in fact, are the ones that created this?
Yeah, absolutely, right? It's them or Purell.
It even says on the can, coronavirus. They knew this was coming. They knew it.
It's a yellow can, just like the Corona can.
Anyway.
The second picture here looks like E.T. Like,
oh, yeah.
When they take E.T. into the
right
medical tent or whatever they're doing. I forget what they're doing.
There's somebody on what are those things called?
Stretcher?
Yeah, stretcher in
gurney,
plastic bubble wrap around them.
Yeah, it's got like the armholes you can like, with a glove is built into the armhole thing. So yeah, that's pretty intense
right there.
Yeah, man.
The
third picture is two people like kissing.
You're right, because they just ate meatballs
because they're Italian
spaghetti, and they kiss a lot. We'll have that picture on our show notes, so if you want to look at it, you can yourself. Yeah, so I guess they've closed down cinemas and theaters, saying, "Hey, we're not all congregating now at this point." And really, isn't that what the terrorists want?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
so what are the numbers? Like, do we know what the real numbers like worldwide or even?
Well, I heard the death toll now, percentage-wise, has now moved to
3% of infected people.
Infected people are now dying. It's rising.
And is there any other demographics?
I'm going to get some more of the corona.
Okay. I'm curious what the other demographics are. Are there these children? Are these elderly? Are they
from what I've heard,
young Italian studs or something?
It's not. It's they actually, ironically, the kids are the carriers. They don't get sick.
Huh.
It's the older people that are dying. So in one place there were 12 people that died, but they were all old people in the same old nursing home, the old folks home.
Okay. So
it's spreading to old people and killing those folks. But the younger kids and the healthy folks, they're doing all right. They're just saying it's a common cold. It's a little worse than a common
cold. Define
cold.
Old.
Like in the 50s and up.
50s. Okay. All right. I'm feeling better.
So we're okay.
Okay.
Now, my dad, I love you, Pop.
Yeah. So
stay home.
Which reminds me, I drive for Lyft every now and then.
Right, and I want to ask you about that.
So I forget. I think it was Monday morning. My mom texted my wife and said,
"Oh, sure. How every good story starts."
Yeah, not me. No one talks to me.
No,
no one texts me. I don't know nothing. All right. So my mom texted my wife and said, "Make sure Brian doesn't bring home the coronavirus from the airport." Thanks, Mom.
Are you picking that up?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, you have to intentionally go to the airport first to get a ride to the airport.
Sure. Are you going to the airport? You pick people up from the airport?
I drop off at the airport all the time.
Oh, but you don't pick up.
I mean, you have to you have to go intentionally wait in a very long line.
Oh, for the pickup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I only go there if I really have to go to the bathroom. There's a porta potty.
There's a porta potty there.
Yeah, in the parking lot.
How about
Because I can leave the app on because I know it's going to be 10, 15 minutes or hours.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
No.
Take a break. Stay on the clock.
Sure. But for Lyft, I saw the news. Lyft drivers are encouraged to spray down with the Lysol.
Well, I got a message or an email that basically said, wash your hands.
But that's
all it said was like, just use hand sanitizer, wash your hands. It didn't say sterilize your car or wear masks or.
Yeah, because the masks aren't really going to do anything, right? It's
I don't know.
Transmitted by droplets.
Droplets like saliva or mucus.
Right. And it could be like the droplets can land on surfaces as the.
Oh, yes.
And then you pick that up by touching the surfaces and touching your mouth and whatnot.
I'm drinking a surfaces right now.
I see what you did there. So anyway, I don't. People are stocking up like crazy with the masks and the things.
Well, speaking of stocking up, what is Australia? The toilet paper.
Wait, what?
Have you heard about this?
No.
Like the whole country is buying all the toilet paper.
Like all the world supply?
They're buying all their toilet paper for sure.
Okay.
Like if you go through, I was going through Reddit earlier, and there's at least 6 articles about toilet paper shortages.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, because there's no trees.
I don't know if is that
because they all burned out.
Everyone's freaking out because of the coronavirus. I think they won't have of all the things you think you won't have, toilet paper. And from my understanding of the symptoms of coronavirus, they have nothing to do with things you use toilet paper for.
Right.
Except maybe blowing your nose.
Why don't they just go hog wild on buying bidets? That'd be better.
Garden hose. You know, they buy bidets. Yeah.
When I was in India, they had the little butt rocket in there. You know?
How was that?
That's probably not. I didn't never use it. I figured.
You just use your left hand like you're supposed to, right?
He's right.
Oops.
But like,
there's a clean hand and a dirty hand in India, right?
Oh yeah, no, okay. The shaking of the hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, you
literally use your left hand.
Because I was using toilet paper.
Okay.
But like, I am not coordinated enough to use the sprayer. Like, I would have it all over me. Like, it would be a bad thing. But I have thought about why not go to a bidet. Like, that's a whole lot easier.
Yeah, that would probably save the world or something. Right?
It would save a lot of money. Number one, it would save a lot of money in toilet paper. 0. Your toilet paper budget now has gone from, a couple hundred, several hundred to 0.
Here's a logistical question.
All right.
Do you need like a towel or something after that?
I mean,
you need something to dry off, right?
Maybe use the toilet paper just to do a little dab.
I think you would use less sheets, I guess.
Oh, 100%. If
you need really thick toilet paper because the thin stuff's just going to stick to your butt.
I only use the thick anyway.
I'm just saying, when you're in a third world country in a public restroom.
I'm saying for my own home here in Concord.
Quadruple ply.
I think, No, I'm using like a bath towel, man.
Using like oven mitt or something, right?
You're right. Should I go to the bidet? Would that be a better option?
Yeah, it sounds like very possible. Yeah.
I'm going to go look that up on Lowe's. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a plumber that can put that in for you.
Yeah. Kurt, our resident plumber. All right. Well, that was fun. Let's go to some wacky news brought to you by 1812 Barbecue.
We're not even there yet.
We're not even there. If you need a fantastic caterer or if you just want some amazing barbecue, check out our friends at 1812 Barbecue. They are cooking up some fantastic brisket that you don't get that much here in North Carolina. You don't get good brisket in North Carolina.
It's hard to find good. You can find brisket.
Not good brisket.
Good brisket.
This guy makes good brisket. And those sides. We need to have him back on just so we can have the sides.
I haven't had the brisket yet. Good, buddy. I mean,
it's good. You could get.
We need to renew a contract or something. Brisket might need to be involved.
If we get that and some of those sides, hey, buddy. His coleslaw is good. Like, I like coleslaw, but it's got to be really specific coleslaw. But his is really
Well, yeah,
good
you can, coleslaw can be, I mean, there's coleslaw and there's good coleslaw.
Right.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, speaking of coleslaw, a Florida man, nude and covered in mud, arrested for biting police dog. Donald Watts, 38, was arrested in High Springs. Well, that's ironic. After police apprehended him rolling naked in a muddy ditch and making bird noises. Action News Jacksonville reported that the police were called to Southeast Broadley Terrace with reports of Watts. He was high on methamphetamines, shocker, and acted erratically. While police were on the scene, a second 911 call was placed by a homeowner who said that person was in his yard with a flashlight. Now, here's the scene. Deputies went to the complainant's home where they spotted a flashlight being turned on and off and heard unusual noises. They investigated further and found Watts in the ditch, completely nude, pacing back and forth and making sounds with his mouth. When approached by police, Watts attempted to escape, hiding under the porch of a mobile home. Nailed it. After a brief standoff, he left his hiding place and engaged with police, punching one of the deputies several times, according to the reports. He's not done yet. 2 deputies used stun guns on Watts to no effect. They called for backup, and they were soon joined by 6 other deputies, as well as Casper, the K-9 officer. The group tackled Watts to nearby woods. When he saw Casper, the nude man got down on his hands and knees and began acting like a dog. Casper's handler then gave the command to bring the suspect down. When the dog engaged Watts, he grabbed the animal's head, bit his ear, and wrestled him to the ground. Evidently, this was also Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Enraged, the dog worked his way free and bit Watts' head. He's now being taken into custody. Watts, not the dog. Wow.
Yeah. Here's how you know this guy was not in his right mind.
Okay, at what point in the story?
Here's the thing that really stood out to me. He's naked, and he hid under a porch in a trailer park. That's got to be like the most unsafe place to be.
Especially when a tornado's coming.
The tornado, naked in the mud, like, you're going to get tetanus under there, man.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
The fact that he's out there with the flashlight on, off.
Give like a strobe flashlight, you know?
Maybe that's
he's having a little rave
doing.
out there, naked in the mud.
Could you imagine what it would be like coming out to your back porch, sipping on some coffee, have your robe on, getting ready to read the paper? What the heck is happening here?
I want to know whether body cams being used by police officers. Can we get this?
I would love this.
What was that police show? Is it just 911 or
no? What is
Cops?
it?
Cops.
No, but there's a new one. Live PD.
Oh, it's a new one. Okay, but like back in the day, Cops would just that show. I'd watch it. I don't know why I watched it, but I did some.
Why not?
And just random situations. But this needs to be on television.
Have you not seen Live PD?
No.
Dude, that's the only reason why I started getting Hulu is because of Live PD.
Huh. I don't watch television, probably.
But it's cops, but it's live.
It's not edited?
No. It's like, here we go. They've got like, hit it. There you go. They've got like 16 different counties around the country, and they film them live, and then, hey, boop, boop. Lights come on, we're going to camera number 17, like, here we go. And then they follow them around.
Huh.
Dude, and it comes on, I'm not kidding, 9 o'clock, and it goes off at midnight. It's 3 hours of live TV. And you're just like, oh, no, what's going to go happen here?
Huh. That sounds...
yeah.
That's like perfect for those people that are like listening to police scanners all the time.
Dude, it is fantastic.
Wow.
I love that show. All right. So speaking of weird things, a Massachusetts man, dad named Nate Roman, 44, let me start over on that one. Massachusetts dad Nate Roman, 44, shared his bizarre experience on Facebook, describing while he was at work, a stranger entered his home, and instead of stealing or destroying anything, whoever this mysterious intruder was cleaned his house, tidied every room, right down to scrubbing the toilets, and get this, leaving toilet paper roses.
What?
What? Look at this beautiful rose on the toilet paper. How did they do that?
I didn't know you could do that.
That's magic. That is some voodoo magic right there. How in the world?
That's not the cheap toilet paper either.
Oh,
That's like
no.
that looks like cottonelle to me.
I don't know how in the world you do that. Again, that picture will be on our show notes. Mr. Roman found the experience to be creepy AF, that's quote, end quote, and theorizes that the local cleaning service may have gotten his address wrong, and because he didn't arm his home alarm, and he may have forgotten to lock the back door, the service would have been able to enter and not realize their mistake.
So, do you think this is something that happens all the time? Like,
Well,
with him, like, does he always leave his stuff in? Like, or is it the perfect storm?
well, now this is the time to go rob him, right?
Yeah.
Like he's just going to forget to lock his back door again.
Oh.
There are people who say that this happens more often than you realize. If the previous owners had a cleaning company and you didn't change the locks, their old cleaning service still has the set of keys, and they could have moved and never informed the cleaning company. It's a human that creates the schedules for the crew, and humans make mistakes. The cleaning company that I have used did this to me once as well, someone said. There you go.
That's crazy. Like, I'm not sure if I believe that. I think there's some, like, psycho OCD house cleaner running around, like, fixing people's houses.
I mean, look.
That's a much better story.
You could show picture. He took pictures of, like, well, here's the thing that's sketchy, right? He took pictures of before, like, this is his kid's room.
Yep.
There's stuff on it. And then he takes a picture after it.
He just happened to have that same angle?
Why is he taking pictures of his kid's dirty room?
And the picture, is that from, like, an inside camera in the house or something?
Doesn't look like it.
Like a baby cam.
I see what you're saying, but then you would think that they would be able to pick up who it was. It is suspicious, right? I think.
I call shenanigans.
We're gonna have to fact check that one.
The 1812 barbecue story started over 20 years ago when Eric and his dad started entering local barbecue competitions for fun. During that time, Eric, a United States Marine, has traveled all over the world picking up flavors and techniques that today is the unique flavor of the award-winning 1812 barbecue. He has honed his craft to bring you fall-off-the-bone pulled pork, mouth-watering ribs, and finely crafted beef brisket. Eric has developed his own amazing dry rub and delicious barbecue sauce. And let's not forget the sides: coleslaw, smoked Gouda mac and cheese, cowboy baked beans, and to top it all off, banana pudding and pecan pie for dessert. Getting hungry yet? Good. Call or email Eric at 1812 Barbecue, and he can make your next catered meal happen. Wedding and graduation parties, family reunions, and other events will be memorable with 1812 Barbecue. Want to try your own hand at smoking meats? Pick up your own 1812 dry rub and start the journey for yourself. Shipping all over the world, connect with Eric on his Facebook page, Instagram at 1812 Barbecue, or call 704-604-5148, or email Eric at eric.line@1812barbecue.com, and he'll be glad to help any way he can.
No, I just thought that those were kind of weird.
Yeah, those were funny.
Did you have any?
Actually, I had a couple of, I just saw some funny headlines here.
Okay.
And if you want to dig into any of them as I read them, we'll just do it live. We're just going to be free here to see. One of them, I can't find the link again. It said woman, after like 2 years of taking care of this potted plant, she finds out that it's fake. Like she'd been was obsessed over this succulent plant or something. Like watered it all the time. Wouldn't let anyone else touch it. Then she went to go repot it in a different pot, and she pulled it out, and it's styrofoam with some sand glued underneath where the leaves are.
No. Could you imagine? That's
dumb.
horrible. You want something so bad to survive. Does anything at your house survive? You plant
plants?
stuff?
We don't do. So, yeah, plants, we're not really. I'd like to think if I had the time, I could be pretty good at it.
Hell, if I had the time, I would be pretty good at anything.
Well, yeah. So we've had good luck with like herbs a couple of times.
Okay.
For a couple of years, I had like a raised bed garden in the back.
Ooh.
It was a dirt box.
Okay.
We planted a few things a couple of times. I spent a lot of time on that. I mean, I built it myself, which is a bad start because I'm not good at that sort of thing.
Sure.
And when it started to kind of fall apart, I was like, we're done with this. Nothing has successfully grown.
Mm-hmm.
Like we did with the kids. They go plant something, see if it grows. I tried carrots. One year I did like a banana pepper plant.
Okay.
I got one pepper off of it.
See.
I did carrots, and that didn't. Nothing happened. Like a year later, I pulled the biggest carrot I've ever seen in my life, like the size of this water bottle.
Whoa.
Like a big Camelback in front of me. Here, it was terrible. I shouldn't have eaten it. But,
wow.
It was massive. Like thinking around, like, oh, this is the biggest carrot.
Right.
It was just there growing forever and ever and ever. But yeah, there's not a lot of plants.
So we tried to do a raised bed type thing. It wasn't off the ground. It was just, I guess, a regular bed.
Yeah.
And we got it like we like it. We built it. We got it. We bought the dirt to get it in there. Bought the seeds. The little plant things. We got that. Bought the chicken wire that goes around said plant box to keep the bunnies out. We were planting peppers, zucchinis, whatnot. Here's where we went wrong. We put it up on the hill. This was at our old house. We put it up on the hill, and we had to water it. And so I was like, well, I'm going to put it on a timer, set it up like I like it. Well, the timer breaks. It doesn't work. So now I have to just water the whole yard and then hope that normal, the watering of the yard gets the garden, the bed. And so, I mean, we're watering and watering and watering. And, bro, I'm not kidding you. The water bill of our house was so high to keep the grass, but more importantly, the vegetable garden going. And we got just a few zucchinis. When I did the math, it cost us $57 for one zucchini. I'm like, no, we're not doing this again.
You know how many zucchini you can buy at the farmer's market?
$57.
Yeah.
Right. I was like, no, we are done with this thing.
It's a lot of zoodles.
Because the wife was like, oh, that'd be cute if everything. The reason why we're at our house is because, quote, wouldn't that be cute?
That's never a justification for anything.
Yeah. Well, I'm learning now.
So here's a couple of just random headlines for you. Australian paper prints blank pages to help tackle toilet paper shortage.
So does it say why there's a toilet paper shortage? I think it's the trees. If I were to guesstimate.
Because of the fires?
The fires burnt down the trees. Therefore, no more toilet paper.
See what's
That's just my.
This is CNN, so this is serious. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, we'll get to the reason in a second, but this essentially
better when it's cold.
And absolutely. This newspaper has an 8-page special lift out in the middle of their newspaper to be specifically used for striking paper.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Could the newspaper not be used as toilet paper? I guess it'd be hard to.
They're using blank. I guess maybe the print. I mean, you might have like black smears in the middle of your other smears.
Nothing new. It's not a surprise that there's stains in my unders.
See, Australians are buying so much toilet paper that some supermarkets have been left with empty shelves, and Kleenex has told customers not to panic. Australia's largest supermarket announced Wednesday that it will be limiting customers to 4 packs of toilet roll per transaction, both in-store and online. It just says, this is the response to higher than usual demand. Australia's chief medical officer has also urged people not to panic buy. I think it's coronavirus. Yeah. Meanwhile, Americans across the country have been stocking up on hand sanitizer. It's all coronavirus stuff. Here we're doing hand sanitizer, cleaning wipes,
which makes
toilet
sense.
paper.
Why?
I don't understand. So the symptoms, I looked up the symptoms because
Okay.
I needed to know this.
Sure.
Where'd it go? It was basically cough.
Mm-hmm. Sneezing.
It was something like that, and like fever. It's like it's like the flu or a cold.
Yeah, it's just a
I
common.
have. It was. I was thinking. The reason I was thinking, I have half of these symptoms all the time.
Right. Sure.
Shortness of breath,
Check.
coughing,
Okay.
or like clear your throat,
Mhm.
and then fever.
Let me put those in WebMD and see what happens.
Yeah. What could it be? What other? If it's not this,
Go to the hospital immediately. You're having a heart attack. That's what WebMD says. Thanks, WebMD. We got to go. We'll be right back. Yeah. Wow. Toilet paper. But none of that has to do with, what are they going to do with it? Like wrap it around themselves?
I have no idea what the point of that. Of all the emergency supplies you need.
Hey, Australia, you're whoever's like leading your information, and they're not doing a good job.
Whoever's leading your mass hysteria
Right. I mean,
is giving you the wrong information.
what if they're making fun of us and they think that why are they putting all this hand sanitizer? It comes out your butt. What if they're making fun of us?
Yeah.
Silly Aussies. All right.
Say Yes to Crack Night kicks off Jumbo Shrimp's 2020 promotional schedule.
Oh,
I think this is Florida.
of course.
Let's see. Jacksonville, Florida.
Of course.
They have the best. This is a baseball. Okay, hold on.
Was this
The baseball team.
Yeah.
The Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp.
Yep.
Will be saluting chiropractors and plumbers with its Say Yes to Crack Night.
Ah.
Oh, yeah. I don't have my soundboard up.
Clickbait.
Yep. Got me. Say Yes to Crack. Jumbo. All those are. Hong Kong warns residents not to kiss pets after the dog contracts the coronavirus. Animals can get it?
I thought that's how it started. Remember?
Oh, that's right. The monkey bums.
and
Yeah.
bat soup.
Yeah, don't just get rid of your pets. How's that?
Are you saying get rid of all your pets?
Yeah, they're apparently the problem.
I thought I'm not trying to be mean, but I thought they ate the dogs.
That's becoming illegal in some places too, apparently.
How about it?
What's that? Got one more.
Send your emails to Mojo at SFP Radio.
Where'd it go? Here's Australian toilet paper truck catches fire.
Oh,
Sparking
Lord.
a tizzy, yep.
Yeah.
And then did you see it's now very soon it's going to be legal for unmarried couples in Virginia to have hello time.
It's going to be illegal?
It's going to be legal. It's been illegal
Wait,
until
what?
now. Yeah.
It's for lovers.
Apparently.
How is DC going to function?
I don't know.
Or how is DC functioning now? Like if it's illegal?
I guess it's not being enforced very.
Yeah, certainly not. It's one of those weird states that have those weird laws. Like you're not allowed to bring a horse into a supermarket.
Yeah, there's
Like
one of those, like I think like downtown Mooresville, you can't drive an automobile into uptown or into downtown on Mondays.
What?
Because of the horses. They might scare the horses.
Oh, wow. Well, how
That was
about
the reason, like a 1905 law or 1910, whatever.
to bring that on Monday. Well, why don't you? All right, so let's go to some hot topics brought to you by Hook, Line, and Heroes, 501c3 that's providing an amazing trip for our veterans as they go out on the water and they learn about a relationship with God. Check out our friends at Hook, Line, and Heroes, hooklineandheroes.com. All right, guys, it's official. The bee has been declared the most important living beings on the planet. The bee.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like because of the pollen and the pollen.
Every time I hear bees, I think of that Chris Farley clip of Tommy Boy.
Oh,
where they're running around because they've had a little bit too much alcohol to consume.
And they're about to get pulled over.
Yeah, they're getting pulled over by the cops. They get out.
What do I do? Oh,
yeah.
Yes. That's
Remember
such
that?
a great movie.
So
I need
good.
to watch that again.
At the meeting of the Royal Geographic Society of London, Earthwatch Institute declared bees as the most invaluable species on the planet. As reported by The Guardian in 2008, And along with it comes with this disturbing piece of news. If the bees were to disappear today, mankind would follow suit very soon. Scientists and wildlife experts have added bees to the list of species that are doomed to extinction in the near future if humanity does not do something about its most beneficial insects. The loss of bees will be disastrous for mankind as they are irreplaceable. The relation between bees and flowering plants is one of the most extensive, harmonious, and interdependent cooperation in the planet. It spawned a relationship spawned over a period of nearly 100 million years, which I'm going to disagree with, led to a rich diversity of species and promoted elevation of the human species on the planet. 75% of the food crops produce seeds and fruits, which we consumed, are partially pollinated by the bees. So 75% of our food crops could go away. The decline of the bee population would adversely affect major crops like coffee, cocoa, almonds, tomatoes, and apples, just to name a few. And also not to mention honey.
Bees! Bees! Bees in the car! Bees everywhere! God, they're here! They're ripping my flesh off!
Son, roll around. Do you hear me? Roll around on the ground.
Forget that! I'm starting to swell up!
Save yourself! Don't be the hero!
Frank, allergic to bees? Me too.
They're huge and they sting crazy!
We'll come back later and check on you. Yeah, in a while.
Save yourself!
Your firearms are useless against them!
Your firearms are useless against them?
That's gold.
Oh, that is comedy gold.
I miss that man.
Oh, gosh. Was he not the best?
He was amazing. I think he was one of my favorite comedians
By
ever.
far. We've missed, like, physical comedy anymore.
Oh, there's nothing like that.
It's hard. It's so hard to find good physical
I
comedy.
think you get sued or something for doing that yourself. You know?
Well, there's legal contracts and things like that.
Sure. But yeah, I mean, bees contribute more than I think people realize.
Sure.
To trees, they're very important to the ecosystem.
Yep.
And they make honey. And who doesn't like honey?
I know who does. Winnie the Pooh.
Oh yeah,
He loves him some honey.
I love me some honey too, but that's not keto.
The monetized value of the global crops that are directly dependent on bees is in the region of $235 billion to $577 billion every year. That's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Yep. Good gracious.
Wow.
So bees. Listen, guys, be nice to the bees.
Yep.
See what I did there?
Yes. I mean, it's about like pesticides and stuff. Like, I guess people use things that it would harm the natural cycles and stuff.
You know who I don't like, though?
Wasps,
is
yellow
the wasps.
jackets, hornets. They do nothing.
No, kill
And
those.
Get rid of them all.
We're good on that.
Yeah.
I hate bees or hornets. Producer Brian, you sent an article about secondhand smoke.
No, third-hand
Third-hand
smoke.
smoke.
Because second-hand smoke wasn't bad enough.
No.
So now we've got third-hand smoke, which essentially means the smoke on your clothes can like be absorbed or get into the air and is worse for you.
Or
Like the chemicals are. I read the article, and
somebody that smokes hangs out with somebody who doesn't smoke.
you're both dead.
That person who doesn't smoke goes to the movie theater, watches a movie.
Sure.
You sit down in the same seat.
Yeah.
Now you're going to die. Appreciate that.
Yeah, because the toxicity's higher or something like that.
Between 1 and 10 cigarettes, if you watched a movie and sat in the same seat that they did.
Yeah. So this
It's
is
equivalent.
a new study out of Yale University says third-hand smoke, the tobacco contaminants that adhere to walls, bedding, carpet, and other surfaces until a room smells like an ashtray, can actually cling to a smoker's body and clothes as well. Those potentially toxic chemicals, including nicotine, can then be released into environments where smoking has never occurred, like your movie theater, according to the study. Even more disturbing, the study found these chemicals' exposure levels could be the equivalent of between 1 and 10 cigarettes by the end of the movie.
I mean, just might go ahead and slide up.
Yeah, let's just get rid of the no smoking signs.
Let me ask you a question. I mean, 1 in 10 cigarettes. I mean, why? The smoker's probably just going to have one cigarette. I mean, that can't be right.
How is that? Yeah, was the toxicity from the smoke that wasn't filtered, I guess, if you're using a filtered cigarette, which most people do, like gets in your clothes, and then that clothes absorbs into the chair.
Sure.
And then that chair you get it back in your clothes and goes into your skin.
But it can't be the same if it's one cigarette. Like if I have one, which I haven't smoked cigarettes. If I have one cigarette and I go to the movie theater and I sit down, the person that sits next to me isn't going to have the same amount as I just had. That made no sense.
Yeah, these, if you believe anything from Yale. I mean, come on.
The only thing I give you is your locks, sir. You have quality locks at your house from Yale.
Oh,
that's all I can give you.
I kept thinking about smoked salmon. I was like, what?
What? Oh, salmon and lock. What is lock? What is that?
Locks of smoked salmon, like thinly sliced smoked salmon.
Why don't they just say thinly sliced smoked salmon?
Because who wants to eat that on a bagel?
It's better than locks. I'm thinking I'm trying to get into my house.
I don't know what the origin of that word is. That's I'll find out for next week, guys.
Hook, Line, and Heroes is a 501c3 nonprofit based in Charlotte, North Carolina, founded in 2017 to show God's love and appreciation for our disabled and PTS military veterans. They provide professionally guided fishing trips to nominated veterans at no cost to the veteran. Hook, Line, and Heroes has provided over 30-plus trips around the Carolinas since their founding, from red fishing down in Charleston to striper fishing on Lake Norman, and even offshore fishing down in Florida. Each trip is a one-on-one experience with a member of the organization, aiming to provide a day of fun and relaxation on the water and begin a lifelong relationship with them. Each veteran leaves the day with a fully stocked tackle box, rod and reel, apparel, a Bible, and a daily devotion to kickstart their new hobby and build their relationship with God. Please take the time to visit their website at hooklineandheroes.org to hear and learn more about them. You can help in many ways by nominating a veteran you know through their website, join their monthly giving program, Healing Heroes, or send a one-time personal or corporate donation. You'll also be happy to hear that they are completely volunteer-run, and nearly 100% of your donations goes directly towards providing trips for the veterans. Be sure to follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn to see their veteran stories and to show your support.
All right, so Bojangles here in Charlotte, they're in some trouble.
They run out of biscuits?
You would think. No, there was a Trump rally here in Charlotte. I don't know if you saw that. But an hour before they were going to close, the Bojangles, like their time to close, I'm just guessing like 9 o'clock, whatever. At 8 o'clock,
that was right.
They decided they're going to shut their doors to the restaurant closest to the Donald Trump rally.
It wasn't the one at
the Bojangles Coliseum. Yes, right, close to it. They locked it up.
So this wasn't like the Bojangles inside the Coliseum,
no,
right? Okay.
No, this was the one closest to it.
Or an independent somewhere.
Yep. So they locked their doors and said, sorry, no Trump supporters in here.
Oh.
Yeah.
They said that?
They said that. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Well, and then another Bojangles put up a sign that said, you cannot wear a Trump hat or a shirt into the Bojangles.
What?
Or you have to leave. Yes.
I'm pretty sure you can't do that.
Well, both of the managers got fired for allowing that to happen.
Yeah, these are two independently.
Two different ones, yep. One was after the Trump rally, which I could almost understand that if it's like 8 o'clock and you think there's going to be an influx of people
who really want a chicken biscuit?
These are Trump supporters. Of course they're going to want chicken biscuits.
That's their number one clientele problem.
100%. So, like, if you want to go home
Democrats don't
early.
eat chicken biscuits.
No, they don't. They eat kale biscuits.
Yeah, or like.
What was that? But I could maybe understand that one if you think there's going to be a big rush. I'm just going to close up, whatever. You just didn't want to work. But the one that put the sign up that said you can't wear that, you can't do that. Freedom of speech, my friend.
Yeah, that is exactly freedom of speech, and that's like it's not even it's just a hat, right?
Right.
I mean,
it's not even speech.
It'd be different if there was like profanity or something on
right,
it. Right,
100%.
That's
so they started getting some bad press, and then Bojangles said, "We apologize for anyone who felt that they were treated in a way that was disrespectful. This is not in line on who we are as a business. We serve everyone who wants to purchase any of our items," Brian Little, head of communication, said on the phone on Tuesday.
And they're starting to sound like Popeyes.
I mean, I just thought, what in the world? Do you think, I mean, I wouldn't say that would be the company policy, of course, because then that would be everyone else.
No way. Bojangles is from Charlotte, very Southern, like, it's like the most Southern fast food restaurant I know of.
Right.
And with a conservative crowd, no, there's no way.
Yeah.
That's a upset manager who doesn't want to increase his revenue for the day.
Right. I don't understand unless they just didn't want to work. That's the only reason why I would think.
Yeah.
You want to cut out early.
Want to close up.
Yeah.
And how many people? It's not like in the end of his speech he said, "All right, it's bow time." Right? Because
that would be great.
Oh man, we're going to run out of chicken. We better close the doors.
Yeah.
Or what?
Somebody said that and said, and President Trump said, "It's bow time."
Yeah.
Somebody gets on their phone and be like, "You better close this now."
Yeah.
You're about to hit some hysteria.
Man.
Oh, I just thought, oh my goodness, Bojangles. I love Bojangles, and we've talked about it on the show. Their biscuits are phenomenal. Your breakfast items are fantastic. Chicken, but
I like chicken.
I mean, it's good, but it's not the best I've had. Their biscuits, though, are on point.
Not the best.
It's good.
Depends on what you compare it to, I suppose. It's not homemade. Okay,
sure.
That's a different ball game.
Yeah. But man, they're getting some bad press. I just thought that was interesting.
Oh, speaking of Bojangles, I think did you post on the Instagram today the biscuits versus Bojangles biscuits versus Chick-fil-A biscuits?
Yep. So we've had our friend some more of that effervescence.
Right.
He runs the Twitter account biscuits _ _ and _ gravy. And he put up a poll that had Chick-fil-A biscuits versus, they did a bracket like we do, Chick-fil-A biscuits versus Bojangles biscuits. So that's where we're at.
Yeah. So, and that, I mean, I have all kinds of thoughts about this. Mm-hmm. First of all, the account, I guess, it says he's from Ohio.
He is. Yep. He's been on the show.
And maybe, okay, I've never met the guy, but he's from Ohio, likes biscuits and gravy.
You're right.
Is there Bojangles in Ohio?
No, he's sitting this out as a Twitter poll.
Okay. Nationwide.
Nationwide to see who likes it. Now, I do know that there are Bojangles in Kentucky.
Okay.
Which they're probably making their way
as there
up.
should be.
Well, yeah, of course. Their biggest competition is, of course, KFC.
Yeah.
So they're kind of just making their way up. But I think that they're at least close by.
It's a ludicrous, these people ain't right if they think Chick-fil-A biscuit is better than a Bojangles.
Right. So
any day of the week.
I posted out the link, and right now, at least at the time where I took the screenshot, KFC had 53% of the vote, while Bojangles had 47%, I think it was.
Yeah, has it been updated recently?
I don't know. We can.
Or was that a screenshot? I don't know.
It was a screenshot, but it wasn't over at that point.
That upset me. I just want to say that.
Sure. No, which it should.
Yeah, and that's to me, that's there's a divide between cornbread, proper cornbread, and sweet cornbread.
I do like the sweet.
You like the sweet cornbread? I knew you were going to say that.
You know I would.
I knew you were going to say that. Okay, well, thanks for tuning in.
I mean, it depends on what I'm having it
I
with.
quit, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't do the sweet cornbread.
Ever. Like Jiffy Mix.
I just can't know. Well, I have a recipe that uses that, but I don't call it cornbread. It's a topping for like a meat and bean thing.
Yeah, no.
It goes well, but if I'm eating cornbread, that's got to suck all the moisture out of my mouth. Like, got to be salty and buttery and delicious, and I can't eat it anymore. And now I'm really
I'm trying to look here right now. So he's got Carl's Jr. at 55%.
just Hardee's.
Popeye's at 45. So 55, 45.
They don't have good biscuits either.
Ooh.
Like Popeye's biscuits. McDonald's, I'm actually don't mind. Hardee's, I don't mind. Bojangles,
Right.
of course, is my favorite.
I like Popeyes. Here it is. So Chick-fil-A, 54% of the vote. Bojangles, 46. Heresy. Absolute heresy.
Is it like the biscuit or is it like the chicken biscuit?
It's just the biscuit.
Or
He's
biscuits and gravy? They don't
only-
have biscuits and gravy,
No,
right?
he's
Just the biscuit.
just talking about the biscuit.
We need to do a biscuit. Have we done a biscuit showdown?
We have not. We need to do our own bracket.
I think. Well, we need to settle this.
Oh, by far. Listen,
The
it's not
authority.
even
Who's going to be an authority on biscuits more than us? Right?
right. And Chick-fil-A, they're so horrible. They are absolutely horrible. They just dry. They crumble.
They're not great. Yeah, they don't.
They're awful.
Stand up at all.
No.
And I have said I will stand back by this a little bit. I'll barely stand by this. The bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, I like.
At
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Yes.
Well, now we've got a new contender. Is Wendy's.
Yeah, I can. I mean, I have no experience with the Wendy's.
My wife had it the other day. I was coming home. It was her first day back at work. I told her, I said, "Hey, listen, I'm going to drop the kids off. You take it easy. You ease into the day. Have some coffee, go out on the porch, just sleep in, whatever.
Sure.
I'll drop the kids off. On the way home, I'm going to get you some breakfast. What would you like?" I said, "Well, are you sure you're going to be okay with your diet?" I said, "Yeah, I'm good.
I'll be strong.
I'm strong. I'm okay." She said, "Well, I'd like to get the honey butter chicken biscuit from Wendy's." Sounds good, but I got you, fam. I'll get that. Also, she wants the potatoes that come with it. She wants the combo.
Of course.
No problem. So I go there, swing through, and I look at the menu, the breakfast menu at Wendy's. And for us, Wendy's breakfast is a new thing. Like, we haven't had Wendy's breakfast ever.
No idea.
We don't know what to expect. And then I see the maple bacon, honey butter, chicken croissant.
Hey.
You had me at maple, and it just went downhill after that. Like, I was like, "Oh, hey, buddy. I didn't realize this was a thing."
So you got the combo, right?
I didn't get the combo.
Okay.
Because I told my wife, "Oh, I'm going to be strong."
Yeah.
In my head,
That's good. Yeah.
I'm thinking,
I'm proud.
I can eat this by the time I get home. She'll never know.
Oh.
So I was like, I'm
Oh.
going to have to cave. So I caved. It was delicious, by the way.
Was it good? No.
So I get home, get her food, right? Mine's crumpled up in my pocket. And she said, "Did you get anything?" I was like, "No, I didn't."
Did the dog rat you out?
Now, keep in mind, my breath at this point is smelling like maple.
Bacon.
All this time, I was like, I think it's your food. She's like, "Well, mine doesn't have maple on it. How about that?" And so I think I've slid through. I'm like, I'm just gonna have, my coffee, and I'm gonna be good. And so I get it in my office, sit down in my seat, got it like I like it. Start to go for my cup, and I look down, and I've got a big piece of fried chicken on my sweater.
Oh.
I said, "Well, I'm busted." There's no way you could have not seen that.
Oh.
And so, well, there's that. And so she came downstairs later, and she goes, "I think I want some lunch." She said, knowing I bet you're starving because you haven't had anything all day.
You must be hungry.
You must be. Well, as a matter of fact, I had a croissant. Well, I didn't think you got anything. She's just playing me.
Oh, wow.
Playing me like a fiddle.
That's funny.
So, yeah, it was a big honking piece of the breading.
Yeah.
Right there.
Big piece of crust just
Yeah,
there.
I thought I had it. Anyway, it was delicious, by the way. I was scarfing it down, but it was fantastic.
I look forward to trying it at some point in the future.
Some point.
Yeah.
It'll be there. It'll be there. Right, so our last topic, is it our last?
There's only one thing left on the document.
Okay. So I thought this one was interesting. 8-year-old boy wins a $200 prize pack at a hockey youth tournament. However, the products were filled with cannabis. In Toronto, I don't know why I gave that accent.
It's the Italian capital of Quebec or something. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, they speak Italian up there.
A British Columbia grandfather is questioning when it's appropriate to offer cannabis prizes and raffles after his 8-year-old grandson bid and won on a stash of $200 worth of pot products at a local hockey youth tournament. Keith Riddell said his grandson plays novice hockey. I guess that's amateur hockey.
7 and 8-year-olds.
Okay. With other children, ages 7 and 8. If you would have just read the article, you would have realized that. But at the time the tournament, but at a tournament over the weekend, a longtime tradition of fundraising took a turn. Each team is usually responsible for putting a gift basket or prize package together with a minimum value of $50. And then they have a big what to do. They set up a paper bag taped to the front of each one of the prizes, and then people then put tickets into said prizes, hoping that they'll win the product. Usually, most of the time, it was family-friendly things, including tickets to the movies, card games, or family board games, or snacks like popcorn and candy. Riddle said that his son, who had taken, it was in the tournament, spent $10 on raffle tickets, and then gave them to the 8-year-old to bid on whichever prizes he liked. When it came to the prize pack that Riddell's grandson would eventually win, all he saw was chocolate and chocolate fondue, so he put his ticket in the bag, which, not a bad idea.
Yeah.
At the end of the tournament, the family was notified that he won the prize and that it was worth $200 worth of pot. The child's father, who was the one who picked up the prize after receiving the call, informed him of the win. He sent the photos of the haul to Riddell, which is his grandfather. The picture showed various chocolate edibles, vanilla chai, and other pot products, all stamped with the red octagonal. Is that a word?
Octagonal?
Octagonal. Look at you. HTC symbol of legal cannabis. Octagonal. That's not the right word, is it?
Octagonal is a word that describes an octagon.
Okay. The $200 estimate comes from advertising in the bag. Basically, he won $200 worth of pot. But they said that it was okay. Now,
it's legal.
It's legal.
It's legal for somebody. Remember the 8-year-olds.
Right.
So it's not drugs. And if you keep reading here, it actually says that the grandfather was a policeman for 32 years.
Right. Uh-oh.
So he might have a skewed perspective. Now, do I think kids should be getting cannabis products as raffle prizes at a hockey game? Probably not.
Right. Well, they said if you read the rules of the raffle process that it does not ban cannabis. They said it was not our intention to upset any attendees of the event. The organization said in a statement, the tournament is organized by volunteers, and their objective is to have a fun tournament and raise money for the hockey team to be more affordable. Excuse me, more burps, and be more inclusive. He said that it was ludicrous. They are reviewing their policies so that this does not happen in the future. But
the reason they had to update their policies is because no one's been dumb enough to donate cannabis products before. For kids.
For kids.
Come on.
Now, they said that it was noted that it was a over 19 product, that it was the actual product had to be picked up by someone over 19. That's the first clue that it's not just chocolate.
Was it anybody could put their ticket in for this?
Anybody could have put their ticket in for it. Right. Maybe they're trying to get some weed for daddy. Who knows?
Yes.
But
seems a crazy thing for a kid's event.
For a kid's event. But here's the question I have is this going to be one of those things where we are, and I know this is Canada, but are we going to be forced to accept the cannabis agenda, or, oh my gosh, you're a bad person if you don't?
Oh, probably.
You know,
it's going to be, it's going to go,
it's my right
we'll
to
see
have
how
cannabis.
This cannabis thing plays out. Because in the places that it's legal, I think they're having some trouble with folks a little bit, like of productivity.
Oh, really?
And, you know, like I was talking to someone, a doctor from LA, and she said that they got to the point where they had to ask people if they were high or not. This on like customer call. Like they call somebody, like, are you sober? Are you high? Are you, on anything right now?
Yeah.
Before we keep talking,
Yeah.
basically.
Oh, yeah.
It's just everywhere.
Yeah.
Like someone's got to be coherent, right? Or be sharp enough to make decisions or be a grown up.
Right. If Brandon was here, he was like, well, you just have to police yourself. But we live in a society where Darwin's rules are out the window. Like, it's not the survival of the fittest. We're going to put so many government regulations so that you can't kill yourself, even if you want to. And in the same process, if we're going to legalize the Mary Jane, the old devil's lettuce, there's going to be ramifications, but nobody's going to self-govern themselves. No, we live in a bunch of morons.
Especially you think about like the generations probably behind us coming up.
Yeah, come on.
Have grown up in the internet age, and those have never seen any kind of discipline. There's no self-regulation on anything.
Right. We're just going to do it.
And just our society promotes excess in everything. Everything's got to be the biggest, baddest, funnest experience. Right?
Like, for an example, that Wendy's Baconator breakfast is like 2 sausage patties, 5 pieces of bacon, 3 things of cheese, a cheese sauce on top of it, on top of a croissant. At some point, you're like, maybe that's a little too much. It does sound amazing.
Wow.
But the excess.
That's a great, and you think about restaurants because you have so many health conscious restaurants now. Mm-hmm. Like everyone's trying to get on the Beyond Meat or have a vegetarian or a healthy. There's no such thing as healthy fast food. But you got the ones that are really keen on this lighter side of things. Mm-hmm. Then you have restaurants like Hardee's, who always, or Arby's even, who go the other direction and go, here's a meat on a meat on meat with meat in the middle with some cheese sauce on it.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't want to go eat the rabbit food.
And an egg.
Yeah. Fried egg. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's just, but I guess my question, again, is this going to be something that just that agenda, if you don't accept cannabis being part of your social everyday lifestyle, then is this another thing where the morality police is going to be looked down upon as you bigot?
You'll be ostracized for it,
because you don't agree with the
it's going to be similar, and I don't want to compare it directly, but to like the LGBT movement, like if you have beliefs about that, whether it's right or wrong, I'm not saying what's right and what's wrong here, but those beliefs, you either feel you're okay with it or you're not. Mm-hmm. And if you're not okay with it, you're the bad guy.
Right.
If you have a certain, you grew up a certain way or you have a religious reason. Yeah. You're the enemy.
Or even global warming, like.
Sure. Yeah. There's pick your topic.
Warming. Yeah.
Pick your topic.
But
look at any of the political platforms even,
But for a kid's event, like,
come on. This is dumb.
You need to know better.
You shouldn't have to say. It'd be like having this at like a high school football game as a raffle.
Right.
Like, it'd be different if it was an adult or event or outside of a kid sporting event. Well, any other place, Yeah.
I mean, what's the, and as Mojo would do, like, what is the X degree that gets pushed at? Like, next year we're going to have, adult entertainment, in the baskets.
Right.
Like, who knows? It could just keep going and going and going. So it's just, y'all.
Yeah. And, we shouldn't have to. I mean, self-regulation sounds great.
Yeah.
If people were capable of that.
But we're not. At some point in history, we forgot how to do that. And we're just like, well, we'll just keep going.
Yeah. People don't think anymore.
No, absolutely not. All right. So I think that's going to wrap up our show for tonight. Producer Brian, send us out.
Yeah. Thanks again for listening to the old Southern Fried Philosophy. Make sure you, again, like, subscribe, share with your friends. If you like the show, share with people you don't like. If you want to, waste an hour of their time, do that. Reach out on the social medias. We'd love to hear from you guys. If Mojo were here, he would say, sign up to be an organ donor.
Oh, yeah. Guys, again, thanks for tuning in. If you want to be an SFP Insider this very time, you can go ahead and sign up now on our website. Meet us at Commoner's Brewery on Monday, and we'll do an SFP Insider, and we'll be glad to see you there. So
And we have big plans for that in the future. We got some events later in the year with some very exclusive content.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Yep. So, guys, thanks again for tuning in. And as always, keep looking up.